Creating clarity on confusion matrix. Let me explain some background of this video. I was in Egypt for conducting training in reliability engineering in a large company that manufactures consumer durable goods. After conducting the training and some sightseeing in Egypt, I was to take a return flight to India on 5th September. My son had also traveled with me and had taken the famous Nile cruise before the return travel. As you all probably know, the RT-PCR test negative report is mandatory in these unusual COVID times for international travel. And to my bad luck, I was detected positive on 4th of September, the day before my return flight. Fortunately, I had very mild symptoms thanks to my vaccination. However, I was admitted to a hospital for isolation. The company took very good care of me and I was very comfortable. After 3-4 days of mild fever and few other symptoms, I was doing fine. All the symptoms disappeared soon after about 4-5 days. Later, my son Sarang also got mild symptoms and was isolated in the same private hospital. The doctors said we could be discharged when I do not have symptoms for 3-4 days. But then my travel required a negative RT-PCR report. And then one of my friends informed me that in United States of America, RT-PCR test is not recommended for 90 days after someone is COVID positive. And I became curious, obviously, because my RT-PCR test was still positive after 11 days of my positive test report on 4th. And then I did some internet search on this RT-PCR test. But first, let us understand what are the measures of effectiveness of such a test. The first measure is sensitivity of a test. Sensitivity of a test is proportion of true positives detected by the test. For example, let us understand that these are all the positives in a sample. Now, when we conduct a test, the ones in the circle are identified as positive by the test, and the samples which are outside this oval are not identified or detected by the test and therefore will be declared as negative. Therefore, sensitivity, you can say, is the identified proportion of true positives. Then we come to specificity. Specificity of a test is proportion of true negatives detected by the test. To understand this, let us imagine that the green dots are the negatives in our sample, and after we conduct test, these are the ones in the oval which are identified as negative by the test. But there are some true negatives which are outside the oval which are not detected by our test and will be declared as positive. So these will be false positives. Therefore, specificity can be considered as identified proportion of true negatives by a test. Let us understand the confusion matrix to create clarity on sensitivity, specificity, and some more terms. The upper row of the matrix shows what is the reality, which we don't know, and on the left side, we are showing what is the test result. So consider the first possibility that the person is not infected, and our test is showing that the person is negative for that particular infection. So this is the correct decision and the test has identified a true negative. But if the person is not infected and the test is showing positive, that will be a false positive. The other possibility, person is infected and the test is showing negative, this is a false negative. And if the person is infected and the test is showing positive, this is a true positive. And with these four possibilities, let us understand few more measures. The first measure is specificity, which is equal to true negatives upon true negatives plus false positives. and the sensitivity is true positives upon true positives plus false negatives. We have two more measures here. Negative predictive value is equal to true negative upon true negative plus false negative. And precision equals true positive upon true positive plus false positive. Let us understand this with an example. Let us say that in a sample, the correct decision is taken by the test in case of 50 numbers, while as 5 numbers are shown as false positive. The number of false negatives is 4 and test is showing positive, that is true positive, are 20. Now specificity will be equal to true negative upon true negative plus false positive, that is 50 upon 50 plus 5, and that equals 0.91. Sensitivity will be equal to true positive upon true positive plus false negative, that is equal to 20 upon 20 plus 4, and that equals 0.83. Negative predictive value will be equal to true negative upon true negative plus false negative, that is equal to 50 upon 50 plus 4, that is 54, which equals 0.93, and the precision is equal to true positive upon true positive plus false positive, and that equals 20 upon 20 plus 5, that is equal to 20 upon 25 equals 0.8. And now we will introduce one more term, that is misclassification rate. Overall, how often is the classifier incorrect? In this case, the false positives are 5 and false negatives are 4. That means total 9 incorrectly classified out of total 79, which means that the rate of misclassification is 0.11. We introduce one more term, which is accuracy. Overall, how often is the classifier correct or test is correct? In this case, there are 50 correctly classified as negative and 20 correctly classified as positive out of total 79. Therefore, the accuracy will be 70 upon 79, that is equal to 0.89. I am not a pathologist and I am not going to go into the details of this particular test procedure. But let us understand one concept, that is the CT value for this test. CT value is a short form for threshold number of cycles. CT value refers to the number of cycles after which the virus can be detected. If a higher number of cycles is required, it implies that a virus went undetected when the number of cycles was lower. The lower the CT value, the higher the viral load, because the virus has been spotted after fewer cycles. For example, ICMR in India recommends CT value of 35. This means if the virus is detected up to 35 cycles, person will be classified as positive for COVID infection. If virus is not detected within 35 cycles, person will be classified as negative for the RT-PCR test. The threshold CT decides the limiting value for differentiating positive versus negative for a sample. As per advisory from ICMR, that is Indian Council of Medical Research, threshold value of CT is to be set at 35 for RT-PCR tests in India, as per the source mentioned here. Suppose the line indicates the threshold value of CT, then any test result which has got CT value less than the threshold value will be declared as positive, and if the CT value in the test is more, then it is declared as negative test result. So setting the threshold value of CT is an important decision in such a test. Suppose CT value is reduced from 35 to 30. Some samples which were earlier classified as positive will now get classified as negative and the sensitivity will go down. On the other hand, If the threshold value CT is increased from 35 to 37, some samples which were classified as negative will now get classified as positive and the value of specificity will reduce. My son Sarang and I both were getting anxious about our return travel naturally. And I started doing some internet research on this RT-PCR test. What I found was quite scary. So friends, I naturally started looking for this kind of criteria and I went to the WHO site, criteria for releasing COVID-19 patient from isolation. This was my concern. And what scared me was this statement. You can look at this. The updated criteria reflect recent findings that patients whose symptoms have resolved may still test positive for COVID-19 virus by RT-PCR test for many weeks. Despite this positive test result, these patients are not likely to be infectious and therefore are unlikely to be able to transmit the virus to other person. Then I had a look at MIT medical website and there is a frequently asked questions, positive tests, isolation, quarantine, retesting and travel. So I looked at my question. I have tested positive for COVID-19 infection. How soon do I need to be tested again? So it says once you have tested positive for the virus, you do not need to be tested again for 90 days from symptoms onset. If you become ill or from the date of your positive test, if you remain asymptomatic. However, if you develop symptoms of COVID-19 during that 3-month period and if clinicians cannot identify another cause for these symptoms, you may need to be retested at that time. So MIT Medical also says that you should not be tested or you need not be tested for 90 days from the symptom onset. Interesting, isn't it? I have explained some basic concepts of confusion matrix. Now let us see some practical aspects for those who got infected unfortunately and were isolated in a foreign country. As most of you must be knowing, there are specific requirements for international travel during these days. And the requirement is that the traveler or passenger has to submit a proof of negative COVID-19 test, usually a PCR test, which is performed within the last 72 hours of the travel or 3 days for the United States. Now let us look at the US requirements for travel. I am just opening the Center for Disease Control page. This is the Center for Disease Control and Prevention. And this is requirement for proof of negative COVID-19 test or recovery from COVID-19 for all air passengers arriving in the United States. Now I'll scroll down because most of the requirement you can see on this website, but I want to focus on certain thing. Yeah, and this is what it is. What if I recently recovered from COVID-19? Now it says CDC does not recommend getting tested again in the 3 months after a positive viral test as long as you do not have symptoms of COVID-19. If you have a positive viral test in the past 3 months and you have met the criteria to end the isolation, which is typically 10 to 15 days depending on the severity of your infection, you may travel instead with documentation of your positive viral test results and a letter from your healthcare provider or a public health official that states you have been cleared for travel. The positive test result and letter together are referred to as documentation of recovery. This is a very important information as most of the other countries do not follow this guideline, and all those who have recovered from COVID-19, which was my case in Egypt. Interestingly, It can take about 2 months also sometimes to get a negative RT-PCR report, which could be frightening and result into quarantine and delay, which may be avoidable. And this guideline must be reviewed thoroughly by India and all other countries in line with what US is following. Let us do a quick recap. We have explained the confusion matrix to clarify terms, sensitivity, specificity, etc. Changing the threshold value of CT score can affect false positive and false negatives. Center for Disease Control in United States does not recommend RT-PCR test within 90 days of COVID infection, and current travel rules of most countries are different compared to US travel rules, and this can keep some international travelers stranded who became COVID infected and completed their isolation. Thanks for watching this video. Hope you found it worth watching. Please subscribe to Institute of Quality and Reliability channel if you want to watch more videos on reliability engineering, Six Sigma and statistical quality control. Click the subscribe and bell icon for getting intimations on the future videos.